Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anastasia and we are in a different place. We are in my kitchen and I wanted to show you one cool technique how to work with wafer paper. So let's begin. And first what you need to start is you need to prepare your wafer paper. I have this one. This is 0.27 millimeters wafer paper, and I will put a link in the description to the wafer paper and tools I use. And you will need a pair of scissors. So to create our ruffles, and you already probably saw the thumbnail, so you know what I'm talking about. What you need to do is you need to cut your wafer paper in triangular shapes. So I'm going to start from the corner and just cut simple triangular. Something like this. This is going to be our shape number one. And you don't need to be specific or exact. Different shapes will give you different movement and size. So that's the beauty of this technique. And then I'm going to cut a few different shapes out of this piece of wafer paper. So that's the shape number two, and maybe a few smaller ones. So you can see I'm totally freehanding. I'm not trying to be exact or specific, and I cut about 6 different shapes out of one sheet of wafer paper, from largest one to the smallest one. And now what I have here on my table is I have a pot of water, just a small pot, maybe with an inch of water, so it's just basically maybe 2.5 centimeters. I need to generate light steam, but not rolling boil, so this is barely simmering. And I have my pieces of wafer paper. I also have a wire rack here on the side to help me dry my wafer paper pieces. So you can see that I have barely any steam, and I'm wearing a dark t-shirt, so I hope you can see that I have some steam going on. And I'm going to bring my stove down to low. I need a touch of moisture, but not high humidity. So next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my triangular shape on one angle, here like this, and hold it down. So this is going to be my base point, and these are going to be my wings or my shapes. And I'm going to hold it and bring it into my steam. And then when my wafer paper starts to warp or absorb, you can see it changed its shape, and when it starts to absorb a little bit more moisture from my steam, I will start to shape it. So now it starts to curl, and I'm keeping in mind that this is my base angle. So I'm going to rotate this part and then take it out and let it dry a little bit, and same for this part. And I'm taking this out and holding it in my hands until it is dry or like it fixed its shape. So now I have this S shape, and I can bring it under my steam even more if I want to change the position. If you like your shape, you can place it on your wire rack and let it cool completely before assembling. So this is going to be my first shape. And I will do the same with the other pieces. Again, I'm choosing my angle, which is going to be my base. I find that something like pointy angles to be your sides, and this bigger, I don't know the right term, angle to be my base. And now I have all my shapes here, and I have my cake. So for this amount of triangular shapes, beautiful architectural pieces, I used 3 sheets of wafer paper, and my cake is covered in fondant. You can do this technique on buttercream or on ganache, it doesn't matter. Wafer paper is relatively stable in a controlled environment. And to attach these decorations to a cake, my favorite way is to use piping gel and to use toothpicks to help it stay in place, and then I remove toothpicks when everything is already dry. So let's see what we can do with this design. I will take a small amount of piping gel, and I will probably start with my larger decorations. So I'm going to apply a thin layer of piping gel on the back side. I prefer to use piping gel because it is clear and it is sticky enough to help wafer paper stay in place. So let's see, something like this. And then I can take a toothpick and insert into my cake to help this decoration stay in place. Let me grab another one. And if you worked with wafer paper, you know that usually wafer paper has two sides. One side is bumpy side and the other side is shiny side. It's up to you, whatever you want to use. And also you can assemble all your shapes on the sides. You can stack them, you can glue them together. So create something like this. And then when you need to apply this to a cake, when it's already dry, you can even cut, like use a pair of scissors, and you can shape it and put it in place somewhere in here. So I like it to be like this. I'm going to apply a little bit more of my piping gel on the back side and attach this to a cake. So you can see I have my toothpick holding my design, and I will create another piece to go on the bottom. And if you have some pieces that are ripped, you can place them inside your other piece and nobody is going to know. The goal here is when you're making any structure or any arrangements with wafer paper, try to create some movement. Because, for example, if I'm going to place it like I have my one design here and the other one will go somewhere on an angle, this angle will continue and will move your eye around. It will look interesting. If you just put it one piece somewhere and make it flat, like if you would choose two pieces to go side by side and make it flat, it won't be as interesting if you take a few pieces and put them side by side like this. So you can see the difference, something angular with more movement. So here I have my bottom piece attached, and then I will take a few smaller pieces. I have different shapes and I will cut them on an angle. So I will make them shorter like this. Apply a touch of piping gel somewhere that they can stick to my other designs. And I will place it to cover my holes or to create even more visual interest in my design. Here and maybe a small piece here. And I have all these pieces left. I will see if I need to. So I can open it up, cut it and create just a smaller shape if I need to place it somewhere. Just make sure that all the shapes you're working with are triangular, because then it will look like a piece of the same design. And now I have my design. I might play around because I have a few extra pieces, play around, but at this stage I would rather wait for this to dry, like to get it a little bit stickier. I will remove my toothpicks and then assemble. But if you want to make using your other shapes, you can make a topper, you can make just simple decorations, you can create small pieces, like smaller decorations, put them together and use them as a topper for your cupcakes. So now you know how to make this beautiful design. I hope you learned something new today. And if you like this tutorial, I will post more photos of this cake on my Instagram, and I hope you'll give me a like. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Anna Stashkina. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.